Estoy comiendo mierda, tremendo mierda.
¡Qué barbaridad! Basta, hacer cosas de incentivo. ¡Tiene desperdicio! ¡Qué vacilo!
Hallo! Don't worry, people, I'm not getting lazy with my greetings. That's actually hello in German. Also, by the way, Germany, not to be confused with Austria, which has given us many a great man. Unfortunately, the only one I can remember is Arnold Schwarzenegger, but still. Many a great man have come from that place, one of which was a young boy I met many years ago in the mountains of California. And I just realized the way I'm starting this story sounds like I was banging this Austrian dude in the mountains of California, but that's not what happened, people. Okay? Number one, I'm not gay. And number two, he didn't let me. So, what can I say? Cotton candy's not the bargaining chip it used to be. By the way, this is a joke. I wasn't trying to bang some dude in the mountains of California. I had taken a month to go to California and get my meditation on. And this dude was also there at the meditation retreat place where I was at. And he was teaching me how to speak. Not in general. I wasn't raised by wolves. He was teaching me how to say certain things in Austrian. Certain words, certain phrases. And I guess I wasn't listening because I don't remember anything. Anything he taught me. Except one thing. And that's how to say house in Austrian. You ready for this? You say house. You say the same word as in English, and that's the only reason I remembered. That's how lazy my brain is in classroom situations. I was like, oh, sweet, it's the word that I already know? Gotcha. I'll remember that. Everything else, though, forget about it. I'm not gonna retain it, man. Don't even try, okay? But I want to teach you how to speak. I know you do. I know. And you got a good heart, okay? But this ain't Dead Poet Society. You're not gonna change my life. That's just, house is fine, okay? I see how it is. Yodeling. I wish that was the way that conversation ended. He just yodeled off into the trees, like a betrayed elf from The Lord of the Rings. I see what our friendship means to you. Well, you will never see me again. I'm leaving Middle-earth. Yodeling. And Ramses never saw Johann again, for off he went to the Grey Havens, the undying lands, the eternal Oktoberfest. I'd like to narrate a book one day. Seems like a fun job. Granted, that's also one of those jobs that seems really simple from the outside. He's just reading! How hard can that be? But once you get in there, and you're like at page 500, and then you remember, holy shit, I've been hired to read the entire Harry Potter series. Suicidal thoughts might kick in. I'm just saying. Oh my, imagine being at like Goblet of Fire. And that's when your producer of the sound recording session comes up to you and says, listen, I like what you're doing, but we realize that you haven't really been differentiating character voices, Everybody's kind of sounding the same. Hermione's got a fucking dude's voice. I think we need to change it up, Maybe raise it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not like that. That sounds like Mickey Mouse, but, do your thing. You're the guy. You're the artist, okay? Let's try again. Start from the beginning. Of Goblet of Fire? No, Philosopher's Stone. Philosopher's Stone? Are you crazy? No, not doing it. Not doing it. I read 4 books, guys. I'm sorry that you think Hermione sounds like Barack Obama, but this shit ain't happening. The buck stops here, okay? Now can we agree on this and move along? Nah, dude, you're fired. Gotcha. Yo, Donnie, get, what's that guy's name? Stephen Fry? Get him on the phone. Get Stephen Fry on the phone. Yeah, this bozo's out of here. How the hell does Stephen Fry do it? 7 books. 7 books. And he speaks multiple languages, so they probably used him several times over. That dude's throat must look like Dave Grohl's by now, just shredded. I worry about Dave. Every day of my life, I wake up thinking, is this the day that he's going to lose his voice forever? Is this the day he's going to sing Best of You, and his vocal cords are finally going to have enough? They're going to snap and fly out into the darkness. Hit some old lady in the forehead. She didn't want to go. She just went to the concert because her grandkid wanted to go. He's 13. He loves the Foos. Now she's in the dark, wiping Dave Grohl throat goop off her face. Oh my God! Oh my God! Grandma, relax. It's fine. It's not fine, Julian. It's not fine, okay? All these rock stars have STDs. Listen, I know what I'm talking about, okay? I saw Aerosmith live. I saw Zeppelin, the Grateful Dead. They all had syphilis. Grandma, you don't know that they had syphilis, okay? Of course I do. How do you know? Because I gave it to them, sweetie. Jesus, Grandma. See what you get for asking too many questions? I didn't know you banged half the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Grandma. Jesus. God, why are you telling me this?
In public?
The world needs to know.
Okay, who gave my grandma a microphone? Who, was it you? Was it you? Who gave her a microphone?
I'm Julian's grandma, and I banged everyone in Kansas.
The band?
Yes,
Oh, thank God.
and the state too.
Grandma, please stop talking.
Speaking of old ladies, I don't know if this has happened to you guys, but maybe it's just me. I don't know. When I walk around, if I ever come into contact with an old lady, if an old lady and I ever lock eyes, for some reason, they're always looking at me like I'm the Grim Reaper. I don't know what the hell they're thinking when they see me, but if I ever make eye contact with an old lady and she happens to be just like drifting by in her old Toyota Camry and she looks through her window at me and I happen to be looking in her direction because I'm lucky that way and we make eye contact, she'll always just kind of let her mouth hang open a little. Her eyes will get wider and wider and she'll kind of lean back into her chair like she's bracing to be mugged. I don't know. Do I just have that? Do I have I'm gonna mug you face? You know how some girls have bitch face? Maybe I just have that. I have like I'm robbing you face. I don't know. Is it too much to ask for an old lady smile? At this point, I'll even take like an old lady shaky fist, you know, like, ooh, I'll get you one day. Like I'll even take one of those. Anything except the, oh my God, are you gonna kill me? Then it's offensive. You're making a judgment call that I don't deserve, ladies. What did I do to you? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hard on them. Maybe it's just old age, you know? Doing the thing for decades. Now they're just awaiting death around every corner. That's when I come around just bumbling, bloop-a-doop-a-doo, and then they see me. Oh my God. He's come at last. After all this time. Do your worst, Hispanic angel of death. Beep, beep.
Move it, lady.
Oh my God. People are so angry these days. I don't recall ever living next to an old person. I've always wanted that. My own Mr. Feeney. Boy Meets World is one of my favorite shows of all time. Better than Beyonce. I need to get into witness protection now because I said that. But yeah, it's one of my favorite shows. And it was many things. Realistic maybe wasn't one of them. But, you know, I don't mind that. I didn't want a realistic show. I wanted a feel-good show. I want a show where people stick together, and when there's a tragic moment, at least there's some beautiful music welling up behind it. And then the next episode, everybody's forgotten, and it's all good. But it's not a real show. It's not a real show. Because if it were a real show, Mr. Feeney wouldn't be the way he was. He wouldn't be there open to lessons and kind of like lovably grumpy. I'm just like, oh, Mr. Matthews, how can I help you? With his like vague British accent. That's not how it would be. The real Mr. Feeney would be like former Colonel Feeney of the 5th Platoon in Vietnam. That guy wouldn't want to talk to nobody.
Oh, shit. Oh my God, Topanga, stay back. Eric, are you okay?
He got me, Court. He got me. My sweet. Goodbye, Mr. Matthews. Up next on Disney Channel. Bing, boom, bing, bing, bing. You gotta hand it to the writers. Boy Meets World was a great show. And it probably wouldn't have been as great if Mr. Feeney had murdered Eric. Okay, I'll concede. I'll give you that one, people. Never got around to watching Girl Meets World. I was tempted, I'll admit. But, no. Not for a few reasons. One, I didn't have Disney Channel. But two, there's just not really a way for a straight 26-year-old male to watch a show called Girl Meets World and not end up in prison. I'm just saying, it's not so much that it's frowned upon as that it's not celebrated. I'll put it that way. It's not Game of Thrones. No one's gonna hear you watch Girl Meets World and go, hey, dude, you watch that show too? Awesome. Ain't gonna be going to any bars asking, so who's seen that new Girl Meets World, huh? Sweet episode yesterday. Leave the premises? You got it. Taking this drink to go. No, I know I can't come back. I understand. So I'm not watching it, people. As far as you know, I'm not watching it. I'm going to resist. I'm not going to watch that show. Nostalgia will be buried along with my hopes and dreams. I'm kidding. I'm fine. It's a beautiful night. And guess what, people? I am setting myself free tonight. That's right. I, Ramses Hussein Penelope Cruz Ralvacast, am canceling my Netflix subscription. Why, you might ask? No, you're not. Nobody gives a shit, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I am canceling because I don't binge, I guess, is the answer. I don't binge. If I binged, this would be like giving up water. I'm not a big fan of the binging. At least definitely not right now. Not at this time. So I gotta cancel it. You know how the government's in the war on drugs? Or the war on terror? Well, I'm in the war on distraction. Netflix ain't helping me do the things I want to do, people, so I gotta get it the hell out of my life so I can focus. So I can read, and so I can write, and so I can love, people. So I can just vibrate love. That's what it's all about, guys. That's what it's all about. I leave you now with this final thought. Do you think when The Rock leaves the bathroom, he says, "If you smell something funky"? I deeply apologize. I'm sorry. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.